planes were in action. A conflict forgotten by the world has been fought in these no-fly zones for years. Now a new show here of British and American military muscle, a reminder that they're serious. The raid was the 25th this year by coalition forces in the southern no-fly zone. It's believed 12 jets, US F-16s and British Tornadoes from Kuwait actually took part in the attack on an airfield 240 miles from Baghdad. For Saddam Hussein, the latest air raids were business as usual, despite their scale. No word from the Iraqi authorities about targets or damage, but they say Allied planes flew over 36 cities and towns in the west, south and north of the country. Saddam Hussein's message to the West remains firm, that Iraq may consider letting UN weapons inspectors back in, but not on America's current terms. That it doesn't want war, but that it'll fight back with everything it has if attacked. On the streets, there's no outward sign of panic at the moment, but there is widespread concern. Whatever they may think of Saddam Hussein, many here worry that American plans to liberate them from their leader will hurt them first.
Caroline, give us more of a sense of what that feeling is in Baghdad. Is there a sense that war is inevitable?
I think there is a deep concern now in the sense that war is probably inevitable, but that it is probably still some time off. We're not seeing mass stockpiling of food or of fuel. We're not seeing that kind of thing. But when you talk to people, they say they are concerned, that they are more worried than they have ever been in the past.
And with the possibility of war looming, Caroline, is there any change in the official line coming out of Baghdad?
Well, Iraq is currently engaged in a diplomatic offensive. It sent envoys across the world to try to put Iraq's case. What Iraq is saying is that it will consider the possibility of letting UN weapons inspectors back, but that only as part of what it calls, or what Tariq Aziz has called, a comprehensive settlement. That means it wants some kind of guarantee that sanctions would eventually be lifted. It wants to be sure that it won't be attacked if it does let UN weapons inspectors in. And it also wants an end to those no-fly zones. It says they're a violation of Iraqi sovereignty.
Caroline, thank you very much. And a BBC survey has found strong opposition to a major attack on Iraq among
the ongoing operation to police Iraq's no-fly zone. But it comes as the Allies try to raise support for a possible all-out attack. A massive takeover deal looks set to change,
possibly paving the way for future military action. After the raid, President Bush telephoned other world leaders to convince them of the need to act against Saddam. But Russia's President Vladimir Putin has refused to back a military campaign. Here's Bill Neely.
This was a huge raid, the biggest on Iraq for 4 years. British warplanes flying from 3 countries to join it, led by RAF Tornadoes, seen here in an earlier mission over Iraq. But this was different. Up to 100 aircraft took part.
The strike that we conducted was one of 25. It was our 25th strike in the south. We've done 10 in the north this calendar year. That was the 25th. There were 12 airplanes, dropped 25 weapons.
American and British jets have patrolled the skies over the no-fly zones covering northern and southern Iraq for a decade. This latest raid targeted an air defense command center about 240 miles west of the capital Baghdad. It controlled Iraqi air defenses across the west of the country. If it wasn't destroyed, it will be hit again soon. Britain, meanwhile, is pressing the case for war.
It would be wildly irresponsible to argue that patience with Iraq should be unlimited or that military action should not be an option. Unless the international community faces up to the threat represented by Iraq's weapons of mass destruction, we place at risk the lives of civilians in the region and beyond.
Tony Blair was closeted in Downing Street today, telephoning France and Russia to win support. He didn't get much. Russia's president told him he has deep doubts about using force. It could inflame the Middle East. Russia is making clear it will veto any resolution on war at the UN. Like Mr. Blair, and they'll meet in America tomorrow, George Bush is also trying to drum up support. He rang Russia and China, same message. So the US is now calling Saddam Hussein the world's most aggressive man.
He stands alone in the world as the most militaristic leader in the world with the desire to use the weapons that he obtains.
The campaign of Tony Blair and President Bush to rally foreign support for war has now been hit hard from the outset. Plenty for them to talk about tomorrow. The only certainty is that military strikes against Iraq will go on. Bill Neely, ITV News, Downing Street.
Well, Robert Moore is in Washington. First of all, Robert, viewed from there.
Have you got the whistle on and getting the one to blow the whistle?